20 years I rode. I maintained order. I enforced the law. And I kept the highways safe. But I left that life behind. Only to lose that which matters most. So what's a man to do but return to the only thing he knows? Well, howdy y'all.
Yeah, sorry, what I was saying was, because I've now fixed the Alt tab of RedM, I can start using Google Docs for OCI case files rather than trying to write everything in my book, so I can have an individual page for each case file, so on and so forth.
DCI, Daddy Cop Investigations. Well, is that so? I'm gonna put you back down in the gambling,
because yeah, with the Google Doc, I can have one single document, but you can structure it so you get a menu on the left-hand side just to click down to a case. You can insert images, all that kind of stuff as well.
Need more boards up here.
Wait, why are you... There we go. I was like, why is the music not playing?
Here we go. But thank you for the hype train, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'll be on for a couple of hours and go have dinner. And church. And, do my evening prayers and return to duty.
So, one note? I mean, kind of, Deck, yeah. But without it being shit. Have you solved the mystery of the inept law enforcement management yet?
No, and that is the hardest case I have ever had.
Obi did get another telegram last night with, hello, basically, I'll show you, chat. We'll go down to the telegram office, but basically another person who wants to join the ranks of OCI. I think it's Susie's character. If it isn't, then we've got another one. Also, hi, Dag. Long time no see. You big gay bear, you. How are you, Dag, buddy? I hope you're good. Shuji is that scamper.
Colt and Colt.
How you doing?
I'm so happy we've now got the OCI telegram as well. That'll be really cool.
Okay, let's drop you off here, Cloud. Check my telegrams.
Am I good? I'm alright, actually, Deck. I got the house to myself for 2 weeks. And do you know what I've learned so far with Millie being away? You should put up posters. I'm working on it, Christina. I'm just waiting for a little bit of artwork to be finished. And then I'm going to put the posters up. So, we had this received last night, 13 hours ago. So, about 12 hours. Is, so, 2 in the morning, my time. Mr. Colt, it would appear that you are the talk of the town, and a man as busy as yourself is certainly in need of some assistance. Assistance I can more than happily provide. Please do write back if my assumptions are correct, and I will be available to speak within the week. But please give me a few days to situate myself in my new surroundings. Regards, Miss Dorsey. I think that's Susie's character, which is really cool because I love role-playing with Susie. Oh. How does this person know about the OCI telegram? I've only told one person about it. Whoa! Who's... I can't see what that name is. Is that Vixen Honey? I love that there's different fonts available. I hate that they make it real hard to fucking read. I think it's Vixen, right? Gossip travels. Well, Natty P is, I think, the only one. No, I told Joey, I think, over Telegram, and I told Natty P over... come on, brain. I told Joey over Telegram, Natty P in person. Let's see. OCI. Dear Fiction. While I'm not officially hiring at present, I am most certainly interested in meeting folk who are interested in this line of work. I must warn you, as an ex-lawman of 20 plus years, I am extremely picky about who I will bring on board, and my standards are high. If that doesn't two S's? If that doesn't dissuade you, and you're not motivated by financial gain, we should talk. I'm around now for the next few hours, or again this evening by the European stars. Regards, Obidiah. OCI. The reason I'm kind of the other person who applied, who was interested in OCI, I was this kind of stern because I want to be upfront with people. Like, yes, I'm gonna be picky. I don't want people who are interested in money, and I've been law for 20 years, so I'm not just gonna be hiring anybody. Because, in part, because I want to find the right finding the right role players really is more important than finding people who are going to be great at investigating. Like, I don't want law. I don't want gunslingers. I don't want power trippers. I want people who understand subtlety and keeping it in your fucking pants. But we'll need a variety of types of people. People of good character. Yes, both in and out of character. Is this how the Avengers started? Mike, wait, does that make Obi the first Avenger? Am I Cap? But I'm really hoping we can get an office sorted. I was having a chat with Jisk today. I love Jisk. He's such a solid dude. He's a great role player as well, and he's very, very giving in his approach to role play as well, which I adore. And we were talking today because I reached out to him to be like, hey, I heard about Rainier. I hope you're doing all right, because it's always rough when you perma a character that you've played for a long time. So, and we were just having a chat about roleplay, and I mentioned my plans for OCI. So we might be able to get an office. He even suggested getting his old mayor's office opposite the porch in Valentine. Could you imagine the shit that would stir up?
If you need to find us, go to Valentine. We're opposite all the lawmen sat on the porch.
That would be the advert. God damn it, Obi, you stone cold. I definitely feel like they have upped the accuracy back again. I really feel like the Lancaster is back to being accurate. How do I pronounce your name? Is it Might House? I was going to say Meat House, which honestly sounds like a great name for a restaurant. It's actually supposed to go to Red Dead Default soon. Oh, that's so good, Top Hat. I'm so happy about that. Because I'll be honest, in my opinion, in my ideal world, just put the fucking cursor on. I'll be honest. I think there are better ways to tweak things to make gunfights last than taking away the cursors. Simply because everyone can just add a cursor back in if they want. Sorry, a crosshair back in if they want. There's so many different software and hardware ways of doing that. If you want to make it, if you want to guarantee it's a level playing field, just put the crosshair back on. You want gunfights to last longer, just tweak weapon damage and health. But, you know, that's just my opinion. There's a million different ways to do it. Your monitor has a crosshair setting. Honestly, I think most modern ones do. I don't really know why, I'll be honest. I think most modern ones do. It's an odd feature to sort of become standard in monitors. Considering most games that involve shooting already have a crosshair, so don't know. Not quite sure what its purpose is. Probably a way to sell them as Ultra Esport Gaming Monitor X500 with built-in reticule displacement system.
Introducing the new Gameforce X55A-4600 Extreme Hybrid. With all new pixel-perfect laser-guided reticule. With over 3,000 choices, but only 2 colors.
Oh, that's interesting, ghouls. I might suggest that to Vida as a fix for her Sea of Thieves sickness. Red and white, yeah. And maybe blue if you're lucky.
Just so you know, you can get the American flag. Choose your choice of cursor in red, white, or all-American blue. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom...
I'm really tempted. I don't know which PC I'm going to try it on first, but I saw an article yesterday about... There's a program called Win11debloat, which basically goes into Windows 11 and takes out all those extra features that nobody asked for. Like web results in your start bar and all that kind of bollocks. I know there's 2 that's been deprecated. No, it must work. It has to. Does that mean Tiny 11 doesn't work anymore? Jay said it's pronounced Mietas. Mietas?
Mietas. What if I say it like Inigo Montoya? Mietas. My name is Mietas. You killed my father. Prepare to die. My name is Obidiah Colt.
I would love to play a character with that accent. Is it racist? I don't know.
My name is Obidiah Colt. I am here to investigate the crimes that have been taken place upon your person. Now tell me. Show me on the door where the man touched you. Vixen, honey.
Oh, I can't, chat. I can't. It's not the player's fault. Can I copy this into Google? I can! Hello, I'm so glad to hear from you. I'm not interested in financial gain. I'm interested in helping people, and being picky does not dissuade me. Nice. I'm glad I got the telegram right. I couldn't remember the telegram, so I took a few guesses and finally got one right. I should be around after the storm. You can find me in Rhodes. Amazing. Oh, that's cool. I can just copy and paste that into my Google browser and it translates the font. Yay. Cool. I say cool. Oh no, it's broken. I can't get out, chat. I can't get out. No. Yeah, I tried F4. No. Can I can't T or anything. I can F8 and quit, so at least we don't have to completely restart. I've never had that though, alt tabbing out of the Telegram screen. Wait, hang on, you can do commands from here, can't you? No, it's worth a go. Oh, only red M's. Yeah. I don't know if... Yeah, okay. It is weird though. That's a weird little bug. Like, I literally can't click into anything. I think it's sometimes it happens that you get like stuck in a menu or whatever. Oh, that's funny. Look, they sent that from Valentine. So they were literally in town with us. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's not a good looking screen, is it? That's not a good looking screen. Maybe we should just quit out altogether. There we go. I do wonder, like my brain is like, I wonder what it would have been like if Rockstar supported mods in Red M. Is the storm the server restart? Yeah. Oh, look. Is that Ms. Dorsey? Question mark? If it's not, I've got too many staff already. I don't know. Is it? Talking of cats, did you all see that Lola finally got in the pirate bed today? Sorry, I was just pulling my socks up. Where are you, Susie? I get lost on my commands on Ranch. Hang on. Wait, how many have I got? Oh, I could just pull them across. Where are you? Touch your face. There we go. Everyone go and follow Susie. They're A, a lovely person, B, a very talented artist, and C, a great role player. A great role player. See, now I'm back here. Exactly where I was. I just don't have a fucking horse. Okay. Reply. Dear Vixen, I'm in Rhodes. Now, I'll be in the Holler House after the storm. Looking forward to it. Regards, Obidiah. As for telegram numbers, you can reach the company at OCI or me personally at OC6565. Bye-bye. Oh, having this is really cool. Typo? I don't care. I saw an intimidating stature and got scared. No, you fucking didn't, Matcha. Don't you try and sweet talk me. Also, feel free to shout at me about this, chat. But if this character, Vixen Honey, doesn't turn up and is absolutely drop dead gorgeous with a voice like dripping syrup, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Hello, me old matey! I want to do a detective watcher!
I see.
Large man with a husky drawl. That would be fucking amazing, I'll be honest. Hi, Dom. And that's about it. Thank you very much for subbing in for 5 months. My name's Vixen, innit? Tom Jones. I've never met a character like Tom Jones specifically. I mean, it's not unusual, but it's not very common. What, chat? What? What's the problem? I don't get it. Yeah, but Matcha, that's because you're a fetus. And that's okay. So mad I got a chuckle from you. Fuck yes. I might just sleep in the hay until... How's the run so far? It's... I don't know why I paused, because I know exactly what I'm going to say. Mechanically, it's great. Visually, like UI-wise, it's great. Functionality, it's great. All I would say is audio and roleplay quality is hit and miss. Like, there's some great, some really poor. So that's its biggest weakness at the moment is the inconsistency. Like, my biggest fear is that we go and meet this Vixen and, like, they've got a fucking terrible mic that I can't hear or just sounds really shit. That's the biggest worry. Alright, here we go. Oh, you meant how it was for me. Sorry. We've only just kind of got started, truly, games. How was swimming? I didn't go. I'm not fit enough. Like, this cough is not set for swimming today. So I might try and get on the walk pad at some point. I'm so desperate to go back to swimming and it's pissing me off. I mean, anybody with long-term injuries will know, right? How fucking frustrating they are. You know, long-term injury, long-term disability, any kind of chronic illness that lasts is so tiring. And I'm just like, I just want to go back to fucking swimming. And it's been like getting on for 3 months now. I mean, I could try, Yukina, but with the NHS, I know what they would say. Hey, Matcha, look, I was born in 85, all right? So it being 1968 is no fucking excuse. What you need to do is educate yourself on good music. That's what your problem is, buddy. All right? You're too busy listening to those modern bands like Slipknot and Blink 182. I tell you what, though, chat. Holy fuck. I can't explain it. But putting on Fleetwood Mac, I sent a text to my mum. I was like, I said to my mum, you know, you'd be proud. Millie and I have just sat on the sofa and listened to a Fleetwood Mac album on a record player. Like, it's 2024 and we're listening to to Fleetwood Mac on a vinyl in 2024, and I kind of fucking love that. You have Rumors on vinyl? What, like of as in of the era Rumors on vinyl, or like a modern vinyl purchase? Doom, 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 doom. What is this vinyl stuff? Is it tasty? It's what you put on your floor, Matcha. You only buy used? Nice. I think we've got about six records now. Bloodborne, Frostpunk, Baldur's Gate 3, Fleetwood Mac, Alanis Morissette, Florence and the Machine. And I think there's two others that Millie got. But games-wise, we've only got Bloodborne, BG3, and Frostpunk. Only one of which was actually bought, because Millie got given the BG3 soundtrack and I got given the Frostpunk soundtrack. And then, of course, I had to buy the Bloodborne soundtrack because it was on sale. It was only about 20 quid, actually. Oh, wait. Is the parlor house not open? All right, then I'll just sit here having a cigarette. Did I work on Frostpunk, Jay? I did, Crowley, yeah. I am the voice of the city in Frostpunk. This is it, chat. This is Vixen Honey, I know it.
How do you do, sir?
So yeah, when pretty much when you do anything in the city, and you'll hear things like, a new law has passed, or the storm approaches, all that kind of stuff. That's all me.
That's all me, baby. Hey there, Spartacus. How you doing? Ooh, a lovely trip to the recycling center. Well, you do know how to live.
I hope it's good, Mummy. I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks good. It doesn't look dirty enough, but I think that's just modern cinema.
Well, well, well. That looks like a Vixen to me.
Was Deadpool good, Jay? I'm not offering any comments at this time. I need to digest it. It's also really hard to give my opinion without spoilers.
Howdy.
Are they talking?
Oh, I can't hear them. Oh no. I don't know if I've got roads dust in my ears or what, but if you're talking, I can't hear none.
The other chap's an NPC. The guy on the bench is an NPC. I must be connected because Ranch has a really nice way of They might not have a mic. No, I'm pretty sure you have to have a mic to play on Ranch. In fact, you're not. I don't think you're particularly allowed mute characters unless you get. I think you have to get authorization for a mute character. Oh, no need to be sorry, Crowley. They're all, like, that's kind of a good thing that you think the NPCs are also players. It's the nicest mix, really. Well, Christina, she can always come back. Oh, you take your time. I don't mind having a smoke and a rest. Any OCI news? Yeah, a couple of bits really. The lady that has just run around the side has asked if I'm hiring. There is another character who's asked if I'm hiring. Obi has put in to get an office, and we've got the group Telegram set up. My hope is today. I want to set up around Valentine, see if I can catch these the father, etc. The ones that have been bothering Natty. I plan to do a stakeout at Mon's Forge in 2 weeks at the same time that the attack is due to see if we can catch them in the act. I also want to reach out to a lawyer to find out exactly where Obi stands. You say email, Spartacus, it's funny. Occasionally people will in character go, well, yeah, just drop me an email. And then it's always incumbent upon the other player to go, email? What the fuck was that email? Bye 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 bye. Drop me a pigeon. Oh, I hear steps. Eagle mail? Jesus Christ. I must admit, having played on servers with both, I do prefer it when you don't get Telegram notifications. Well, they sound great, Spartacus, and I'd imagine you could always count on Rocker. I'm sorry, it was right there. Yeah, exactly that, Matcha. Like, nothing shows you how fast modern life has become than going out and role-playing camping and thinking, oh, I'll check my telegrams when I get back to town in a few days' time. Let's see if I can grab a sweet from my bag. I did it. I got a sweet in time, hopefully. I don't see him back yet. Okay, I'm back. The good thing with me having a sweet in my mouth is if I put it in a corner here, I sound like I could be chewing on tobacco while I speak. Ding! Well, there's not enough tobacco in the cigarette, so I have to chew at the same time.
Hello?
Well, howdy.
There we go. Hello, I'm Vixen.
Pleasure to meet you, Vixen. My name's Obidiah. Obidiah Colt.
Nice to meet you as well.
I was, glad to receive your telegram. I've had a fair amount of interest in OCI in the short time it's been on the ground.
Well, I'm glad I heard a response. I was worried I didn't get a telegram.
How do you do?
Well, that's okay. I usually keep a fairly weather eye on the telegrams. There's a lot coming in right now. It seems I am not the only person with a problem with the MSO.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have issues with him.
So tell me, Vixen, how long have you been in Monroe?
I've been in Monroe about 2 months now.
What you been filling your time with?
I did a bit of farming, for a little bit there. Then, nothing much really. I went out and met some people.
Mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 28.
So, your message said you're interested in OCI because you want to help people, right?
Yeah, it's something I really enjoy doing. I like to help people as much as I can whenever I can.
So why not put on a badge or become a doctor?
I've heard that being a doctor is pretty rough with the MSO being the way MSO is, and I do not want to be involved with MSO because of the way MSO is. Just the other day I heard a story of a doctor getting fired for helping out a criminal in a shootout because they were actively dying, and they ended up getting fired because the marshals detained them, and as soon as something was on their record, they had to be fired.
Yeah, you tend to find that, well, the men and women on the ground for MSO in the main part are good, but management seems to be lacking a large portion of common sense.
Absolutely. And that's the one reason why I would never join MSO.
What, skills do you have?
Back where I used to live, I was a psychologist for a little bit. So I kind of know, the way people think.
Well, that's never a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
And what is it you think you could do for me, Miss Honey?
I think I could provide you some insight on people, such as a lot of victims of crimes don't tell the full truth because a lot of the times they leave something out that's important because they think it's not important and they're ashamed to mention it, but it would really help in the case. It's happened quite a few times, actually.
Well, you're not wrong. I have, as I said in my message, I've been a lawman since, well, younger than you. I was 20 when I first pinned the badge on. And the one thing I learned real quick was that witness statements were rarely worth the paper they were written on. Not through malice, of course, just people forget. They swear it's a blue jacket when it was red, and you wouldn't be able to convince them otherwise.
It's why a lot of times I recommend people don't mention what they think, just what they know. Such as if you think he had blonde hair, he might not have had blonde hair, but if you know he had brown hair, then he should have brown hair.
How are you at reading people and their intentions?
I'd like to say I'm pretty good at reading people.
And what do you think of me so far?
You give me the impression you don't trust a lot of people. But you want to help, so that's why you came into the business you currently have.
You think I could be an asshole?
Not on purpose. It's just you could give off that kind of impression.
You think I could be violent?
You give the impression only when you need to, you would be violent.
Okay. It's very trusting of you to come meet a strange man on the porch at night. Does that mean you know how to handle yourself?
I do. I have fought quite a bit of people. Not on purpose, of course.
You know how to handle a weapon?
I do. I haven't had much use of it in the States so far, thankfully.
Are you keen to use it?
No. I don't really want to use it unless it's absolutely necessary.
Good.
I prefer to try to de-escalate situations before resorting to violence.
Well, there it is. That's the magic word. It's part of why MSO and I were not a good fit. The word de-escalate doesn't seem to exist much in their vocabulary.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance. When I was hostage once, they were more keen of shooting them while I was their hostage than trying to de-escalate and get me out safely.
So, you didn't want to be a doctor because of their relationship with MSO. Don't want to be with MSO because, well, it's fucking MSO. So why this? You could do anything. You could open a shop. You could work for a charity. You could do anything that you wanted to do to help people. But why you want to get embroiled in this side?
I believe a lot of people have the same stance that I have on MSO, and they don't trust them a lot. I believe this is a great way as an alternative where people can get the help they need without having to deal with MSO. And I thought joining MSO, but after I heard all these horror stories, it's just something I was not interested in. But this just seems like a great alternative.
Well, that's fair. Can't fault that logic. But you must have some questions for me, I assume.
I do. What cases do you mainly take?
Well, let me put it like this. Although it's the term we kind of have to use of being a private investigator or a PI, I have no interest in chasing down some banker's wife who has found herself a new boy toy. That is not what I'm here for. So I take cases where innocent people have been hurt, innocent people are being bothered, Well, where there's a monster roaming around who needs to be put down. I ain't in this for the small fry.
That's great, because honestly, if you had answered that the majority of the cases are you're trying to figure out if someone's cheating on their husband or not, that's just not something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, that is not, well, it's not why I put on a badge, and it's not why I'm doing this, neither.
Another question I have is, why are you doing this?
Sorry, you ask why I'm doing this? Well, I know one thing. I was a lawman for 26 years. And for me, that badge meant two things. It meant duty, and it meant service. And right now, at my age, I don't know how to do much else. And I don't know what I'm for if I'm not for this. Now, either by chance or purpose or divine intervention, I don't know, I appear to have a set of skills that lets me deal with monsters in a way that don't break me and gets results. And I have seen and dealt with more than I would wish upon anybody. And if I can't continue to do that work with MSO, well, then I'm going to do it on my own.
That's something I can respect.
Tell you what, just give me 2 seconds, go calm my horse down. Damn coward. Hey, Cloud! Calm down, boy. Come on. Yeah, I love that horse, but God, you got a weak chin.
Yeah, my horse tends to freak out at getting touched by a speck of dust.
Yeah, I think especially around roads, you get those danger noodles.
Yeah, Rose is absolutely terrible with that.
So, as I was saying, I've reached an age where I don't know how to do much else. I'll be honest, I tried. In fact, MSO forced me to take a leave of absence for a month, and I ranched and I hunted and I roamed around, went up Mount Hog and camped out in the snow. But I'm nothing without purpose, and that's why I'm doing it again. I don't know how to do anything else.
Well, I can respect that. I suppose those are the only 2 questions I really had.
I'm impressed you haven't asked about money yet.
Oh, I'm really not interested in money.
Well, good, because there's fuck all money in this, and I do that on purpose.
Like I mentioned, I'm more interested in helping people than getting money. Money can always be gotten any other way. It's not really something that important.
Well, that's true. At the moment, all I do is I charge, if I think they can afford it, a $50 retainer at the start of the case just so I can feed Cloud and myself and get ammunition and supplies, and then we see where the case goes and where it all squares away at the end. But if I take you on, there ain't gonna be a wage. There's just gonna be whatever we get. And we all gotta be happy with that.
That's absolutely fine with me.
Okay. So have you ever done anything in this line before?
Other than reading people's psychology, no, not really.
Okay. 'Cause here's the other thing, Vixen, that is the reason I'm being picky. Now, I did not expect to be as inundated as I have been. I've already got 7 or 8 cases on the go, and all I did was put out one advertisement. So soon there'll be posters and everything else going up. Hey, Cloud, go down to the stables. Goddamn danger noodles. All right, 2 seconds. Don't put him away. Hey. You're interrupting my business, Cloud. Go on, get. There we go.
Those links around roads get really annoying.
Yeah, I'll let those stable boys calm him down, give him a brush. Okay. So, the other reason I'm being picky. Right now, I may not have much of a choice because the times I am around and the size of Monroe, I stand little to no chance of covering all the work on my own. So I'm gonna have to expand a little faster than I wanted to. I am trying to get hold of some office space too, so we'll have a place to store case files, evidence, and the such. But there's 2 things you need to understand before I consider bringing you in. And the first is the simplest, and the thing you can worry about the least, which is, are you prepared to go to Sisika with a vigilante charge?
Oh, absolutely. If it means helping people, I really don't mind.
Well, shit, I like that. You were not hesitant at all.
When I put my mind to something, I like to think that I don't really have that much hesitation about it.
I am trying to find a lawyer because I want to know exactly where that line is so I can dance over it without going to Sisika, but I will go there if needs be.
I know there's a couple of lawyers in Saint Denis. Actually, majority of the lawyers live in Saint Denis. One of them has an office somewhere. I believe it's near the clothing store.
Well, if you can point me in the right direction, that'd be a good start.
I'd have to get her telegram from a friend, and I can see if I can do that.
All right. Well, now, you being prepared to go to Sisika, that's one thing. The thing you really need to pay mind to is the company is called OCI, Obidiah Colt, which means if I take you on and you go out into Monroe, you're not just representing OCI, you're carrying my name with you. And my name is very important to me, as is my reputation. So let me put it simply and very plainly with you from the off. If I take you on and I find you have taken bribes, been vengeful, mean, violent, whatever flavor you want to call it, and embarrassed me or the company, you and I are going to have a conversation I guarantee you won't enjoy.
That won't be a problem.
All right. Where you from originally, Vixen?
I am from the South.
You know, good people in the South.
Oh yes, I'd have to agree. But when I moved to this state, I've pretty much just lived in Rhodes and moved between Rhodes and Saint Denis. Sometimes I go to Valentine.
Okay. You made many friends during your time here?
I've made a couple, yes.
Alright. You got a horse, revolver, long arm?
Yep. Yep. Don't have my long arm on me, but I do have one.
Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. Just like I say, I ain't just bringing people on board on a whim. So what we'll do, we'll keep in touch. You can get me that lawyer friend of yours name. That'll help. And then I want to bring you in. So, one of the cases I'm working on. Have you ride along with me, see how I handle things, see how I talk to people, see what they expect from us. And then we'll take it from there. How's that sound?
It sounds to me.
Okay. What kind of, stars you tend to sleep under? I'm a European man myself.
I'm under my stone stars.
Okay, good. I'm trying to make sure I hire people in, make sure we can cover Monroe for, well, majority of the day if we can.
Yeah, I tend to be up for the next 12-ish hours, so...
Well, that's perfect. Alright. You got any other questions for me?
No?
Oh, you should know in case it bothers you, this is gonna piss MSO off something.
Oh, absolutely.
I've already had pissy little telegrams from them, and they took out an ad trying to disparage me already. Less than 12 hours after I started.
That sounds like MSO.
Yes, it does. If only they solved crimes as fast as they placed ads.
Yeah. They're not very thorough with their job, I will say.
Yeah, I'd go out on patrol with them, and they would ride by places that they knew were criminal hotspots, and they wouldn't even stop and hitch their horse and have a look around. They'd just go, oh no, there's nobody here, and ride on.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple of corrupt MSO. It's the reason so many criminals away with so many things.
Oh, I have no doubt. You have any friends in MSO by chance?
I do not.
Okay. Third thing you might want to consider by the by, if I do bring you on board officially, is just being a little mindful of who you tell about your exact line of work.
Oh, absolutely.
You also want to make sure you got a nice, varied wardrobe, because part of this is going to involve meeting people we don't necessarily want to know exactly who we are.
Oh yeah, I already have 20 different outfits.
Did you say 20?
Yes, I do like to dress differently, depending on how I feel.
Jesus Christ, you remind me of my wife. I'm sitting here with 4, and that's just because I had to go hunting.
Yeah. I think I have an issue with clothing.
Yeah, I think you might have an issue too. Okay.
It's just so fun.
Well, that is true. I do like to dress up on occasion. I have my smart suit for when I want to look like a detective. I tend to find myself in Saint Denis quite a bit, so I like to dress the part.
Oh, I do as well. Whenever I Saint Denis, I always get my fancy dress on.
Dress is a useful thing, that's for sure. Open the mouths of many men.
You tell me. Jesus. Some men are very open about it long, and it gets very uncomfortable.
Well, that's because most men have no class. They see a pretty lady in a pretty dress and they're already head over heels in love with you.
Yeah, and then there's some men who you think are great guys, and then they just stand you up on a date.
Well, that, in my opinion, is no man at all.
You're right about that.
Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. It's a modern world and I don't quite understand it, I must admit. But as I'm sure you know, one of the things that's going to be most useful to us, more than fast horses or fancy long arms, is information. Information is king.
Oh, absolutely.
And if I learned one thing in my time, I'll be fair to you, Vixen, I definitely operate in shades of gray. Because the world ain't black and white, no matter how much we might like it to be. Which means if I have to let a robber go to catch a serial killer, that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, us not being lore does afford us certain advantages. We don't have to give a shit about a robbery if we don't want to. But always the bigger picture is what we have to have in mind. And if you're okay with being what some might call morally flexible, well then this line of work might just be for you.
I believe I already am more flexible.
Well, if you ain't morally flexible, I like to think you haven't learned much about life.
Yeah, the world can be a very cruel place, unfortunately.
Yeah, it can. But I draw the line as long as we don't hurt anybody innocent, and we don't lie, cheat, or steal. Well, then I'll go to bed at night.
Yeah, that's a good philosophy to have.
Okay. All right then, Vixen. You get me that lawyer. I'll bring you on a ride along as soon as I got something worth coming to. And we'll see how we go. How's that?
That sounds good to me. I will see if my friend is around to give me that name.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm gonna head down to Saint Denis, and then I got some rounds to do up in Strawberry and Valentine, but I'm gonna be around probably for at least the next 6-7 hours or so.
Alright, so should I. I may take like an hour nap here in a few minutes, but other than that, I should be back after that.
All right, Vixen. Well, let's see where this goes.
It was lovely meeting you.
And you.
I will see you in a little bit.
Oh, I won't shake your hand then. Okay. Intriguing. Intriguing. See, this is where we have to be like, I don't have any investigation experience, but we don't always need investigators. And I have to be realistic, like, I need more people to represent OCI, because I can't do it on my own. And they don't sound like they're in a goldfish bowl, so I'm happy. I didn't tell her about my lack of porch. Yeah, but what if I get an office that has a porch? Then I would look like a fool! A goddamn fool, I tell you. Oh, do I have any venison on me? Oh, I do. Let's cook up some venison. I do need some food. We could we could build a porch. Just to burn it down. In a wanton act of rebellion. Hey, Tig, you want to join OCI?
I need bodies, man. I need bodies. Give me some bodies.
Tig likes being paid. Wow, what a capitalist fuckboy. Wow. He plans on buying a house with his lady friend. Which one? Haven't you been through like 6 in the last month? I have no idea, but wow, where's the lie, Matcha? Where's the lie? Also, Matcha, have you not started on Wild? I know you've got good stuff going on Ranch, but what happened with Wild? 2 onto the 3rd. Yeah, see, like I said, capitalist fuckboy. He's just taking after his dad, aren't you? God, I love Obi. I love him so much. Yeah, we will get back to Scooter, chat. I do promise. Like, he's not gone. We're just in that point, that bit of RP where I need to get OCI established, because if I dip out to do Scooter, like, at the moment the momentum is with OCI, so I at least want to get a few people on the books so that I can take a day off to play Scooter, but OCI will still be present on the server. I really want to get an office, actually. That would be really cool. But I think we'll probably bring Vixen in. And obviously, maybe Susie, if she wishes.
I gotta head to bank or store, then I gotta have so much to do. You know, kids seeing this week.
Is that C2 Rick? Thank you for that telegram.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Are you here, Asabat? Because we need a
I have
word.
the telegram now.
Come again?
Oh, I have the telegram of the lawyer now.
Oh, well, then, Shandy, I can take it right here.
Her name is Obidiah Valancourt. I'm not sure how to say her last name.
That sounds fancy. Did you say her first name was Odette?
Odette. Odette.
Fair enough. Okay, Odette Valancourt.
Excuse me?
Her. Do you want the spelling of her last name too?
I'm guessing with Valancourt, maybe Valencourt.
Valancourt, that sounds like a
Close.
lawman's last name. Are you a lawman?
Valancourt.
Oh, like Valancourt.
Yeah. Her telegram is OV5161.
OV5161.
Yep.
All right. Fantastic. Let's see if she can get me out of trouble. I appreciate it.
Of course. I hope she can help.
Well, we shall see.
I personally only met her once, but I know she is a lawyer.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll speak soon.
Yep. I'm going to take a nap. So,
Well, sleep well.
thank you.
Scooter Brown PI. It is one of my, like, sadnesses. One of my things I'm sad about is that my characters can never interact for obvious reasons.
Morning, partner.
Howdy.
Like, I would love Scooter and Obi to meet, or like, I think Heath and Obi would actually get along really well.
Howdy.
Because Obi and Heath are actually really quite similar. Because a lot of Heath's core principles are actually the same as Obi's. They're kind of two sides of the same coin. And there's a reason Heath is the way he is, but nobody ever asks Heath about his backstory because nobody has ever bothered to get past his asshole exterior. But I really want somebody to dig into Heath's backstory because it's fucking sad. But Heath has the same core principle of I don't hurt innocent people. Like I'll rob. He's like Obi, except he's even more morally flexible. Like I'll rob from the rich. I don't give a fuck. I'll do a bank heist. I'll rob from somebody on the road.
Morning, friend.
But I would never hurt somebody innocent. He would do terrible things to somebody evil, more so than Obi would, but he wouldn't do anything to anybody innocent. And Scooter's the comedy, yeah. Why would you dread Scooter's return?
Well, what's the matter, boy? What have you been up to? How many ladies have you got? And are any of them rich?
But yeah, I know there's a big update coming to Ranch probably within the next 3 weeks. Jisk was talking about it on stream. Big update coming in the next 3 weeks. Which should make every single door on the map available to become a room. You see Obi and Scooter questioning a victim. I'm not quite sure how Heath and Scooter would get along. I think Obi and Heath would get along really well. Because Obi would cut through Heath's asshole exterior real quick. See, Games of Geekery. The housing problems. This is what I find so fascinating about how different all the servers are. Is Sundance, and I don't know how Sundance did it, but it was real good. Is they were able to instance rooms. So, for example, in the hotel in Valentine, you could go to the front desk, you could pay $5, and it would give you a room number, and then you could go to a menu and it'd be like, enter your room. You type the room number in, and you would teleport into one of the rooms in the Valentine hotel. But they were instanced, so there was pretty much an unlimited number of rooms. And it was fantastic because you had a Foot Locker in there. You could invite people up to your room. And yeah, Wild has just deployed something similar. A lot more extensive than it was on Sundance. But it was so good because you had somewhere to roleplay out being your home without having to find, like, that's one of my biggest annoyances on Ranch is like, you can't get a house. If you've only been on the server for a couple of months, you can't have a house. Because people are so wealthy on the server that houses just go for ridiculous prices. You got no chance. Like, Obi's got $700 to his name. He couldn't get a house. But I love having stuff like that to facilitate the RP. Like, it's all about the RP at the end of the day, gang. That's what everything should be about. Scooter and Heath, what, like a buddy cop movie?
Hey, Heath, is this how I hold my gun?
No, don't be so fucking dumb, Scooter. Get down.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Asabat. I love you deeply. In character, let's not be weird. But I cannot read that font for shit. Dear Obidiah, having been talking to Tig, I've recalled another couple of things regarding the apartment. Approximately 2 weeks ago, one of the boys left the door unlocked and someone made themselves at home while I was sleeping. It appeared to be nothing but opportunism, but I feel under the circumstances it's worth noting, especially as he left a note. Ooh. Also, on the day of the torch, a young lady named Maddie approached me, asking her to help find a water pump as she was thirsty and couldn't see clearly as she only had one eye. I directed her to one outside our apartment, but again thought nothing of it. Jay has old people eyes? No, look! Don't tell me that that's easy to read. You lie. You lie. Oh my god. Okay. Natty B, possible sighting. Good afternoon. This is just to make you know, I believe the guy I saw who robbed me donning his silly disguise, blue dungarees, great bushy fake beard, around Valentine. Ooh, okay. I forgot to mention that I work for a regular... Oh my god, oh no! Oh no! Chat, I need an office! Oh no! Intriguing. Okay. All right, we need to get up to Valentine, see what's going on. But also, I can't keep up, chat. I've made work for myself. What a fool. Okay. OV 5161. Dear, I don't know, miss. I don't know what the etiquette would have been if you... Would you say Ms. like this if you don't know in 1900? That'll do. Howdy.
Hey there.
Yeah, that's oh god, what's it called? Come on, brain. Bridgerton? I think I watched like the first season of that. Alright, I need to get up to Valentine, I think. Oh, I think that's Mary. Is that Mary?
Yes, hello, Mr. Colt.
How you doing?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just read your telegram. I got to shoot up to Valentine, but seeing as I saw you, I thought maybe I could just reply in person.
That's wonderfully convenient.
I was simply going to say I appreciate all the extra information. It does help paint a picture. It certainly seems like that torch was not just a happy accident.
That's what I was worried about, you see.
You noticed Anybody following you or watching you or anything, even when you're with other people? Anything like that at all?
No,
I gotta admit, Mary, there's just a little something that says you're holding out on me.
there's some unrelated things I can't talk about. If you understand what I'm saying, yeah.
Well, I do understand.
As in, it would be possibly detrimental to my life expectancy if I spoke about it.
Well, that means one more important thing, Mary, which means you don't trust it just to stay with me if you tell me.
If I thought it was relevant to this, then I would say it, but I don't think it is.
Well, here's a wild idea, but how about you let me, the one investigating, decide what's relevant or not? Because, trust me, Mary, you never know. Smallest detail can unlock everything else.
It's...
You want to go somewhere a little more quiet?
Yes.
All right, your house isn't far from here, is that? We gonna be alone
Just
in there?
opposite the telegram office, yes.
All right, how about we go there?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, the plot thickens, chat.
Sorry, I was expecting you to be around the corner for some reason.
Well, nice to know I'm still able to sneak up on occasion.
I blame the rain and glasses. They're not a good combination.
Well, that's true. That's the one thing that is not failing me in my advancing years is my eyesight.
It's just here.
I've never been inside somebody's house before. Ah! Oh. It's okay.
Just against the wall.
If I may say so, Mary, you are living well for a medical intern.
It's not just me. There's 3 of us who live here.
Well, that's fair. No judgment. It's just a very nice place.
Thank you.
You even had pie set out for me. That's very kind.
It's always food on the table.
A sign of a good home.
Take your coat off, Obi. Thank you.
All right. Should we take a seat?
Yes.
I don't know. Can I interact with the sofa?
No, if the contract has fixed the issue.
Yeah, just about. I fit my keister in one of these fashionable chairs. All right. First and foremost, Mary, the stuff we discuss, even if I bring on extra staff, if you don't want it to, it don't go no further than my ears. You understand?
I understand.
And I know this stuff ain't always easy to talk about. And I know it's an act of trust. But you always gotta trust somebody, Mary.
It's just... I try and keep my promises, Mr. Colt. Some things I still can't talk about because I do not break my promises.
Well, that's an honorable way to live, no doubt. But the people you made those promises to, you think they'd want you to keep them if it was putting your life at risk?
One of them especially, if I told anyone, I think it would put my life more at risk.
Well, that's fair, and that's not what I want to happen at all. I simply want to know enough to do a good job for you.
As I said, I do not think any of this is related. Strange stuff follows me around, as it were. Tig told you about Mon's Forge, correct?
He did, yeah. That's one of the other cases I'm looking into.
How much did he tell you about that?
Well, a fair bit. I'm aware, seems to have broken into two phases, if you will. First, when Mon was in state, and he seems to think it's the second group now that Mon is out of state, but, there certainly seems to be more at play. Talk of dead rats and dead pigs, and whoever it is seems almost as pissed at law as I am.
Yes, Egg was telling me he thinks that somewhere else that got vandalized at the same time might be related to the second group.
And where's that? Oh, this is the Taylors, yes?
Yes, the Taylors. The first group are the ones I also had trouble. I'm worried that when Mon returns, so will the trouble.
And when are we expecting Mon back?
Next week, I think. Yes, next week. So I told you before that one of her ex-employees was also someone I knew.
Yeah, she did. This was a fella who, let's put it politely, had an act of unrequited love, shall we say.
Yes, correct. It was more complicated because, despite everything, I was trying to get him out of that life of crime. He was kind to me when I first came to state. Helped me find my feet, became my friend, and then began to assume things I was not comfortable with. I had stopped speaking to him when I told him I was not interested. And I did not see him again until that day when I was talking to Ty and Mon. And she explained to me that he'd been coming round threatening with his friends, vandalizing things, shooting her. He'd been by even just a few hours before I came along, and I only came in to check on her because I'd seen that she'd been hurt on the doctor's tip line and wanted to see if anyone had actually been able to get to her. This is the time of day when there's rarely any doctors around, you understand?
I understand.
So I helped her. She explained the situation to me. And before I could have chance to do anything more about it, he and two of the friends walked in. One of which was the presumed leader. Things did not stay friendly. Bon got incredibly hurt. I thought she was going to die on me. Thankfully, she made it through. And then I had to patch up the ones that had shot her, including him. And his friend, when he came round, started mouthing off all kinds of expletives. Honestly, the vocabulary was honestly quite impressive. In a strange way.
It's not how you spell chuckles, Jay.
And then a couple of days later, I got a telegram from her asking me to speak to him. Now, I'm a believer in second chances. I try to see the best in people, so I agreed to go and talk to him. Unfortunately, the meeting place that I'd chosen was just outside Rhodes' telegram office, just as about 10 people wandered in to check their telegrams, and he bolted. Instead, I ended up having to go to his house. He believed I'd set him up. I had not. It was purely coincidental. But he believed that nonetheless. So, to prove that I meant what I was saying, that I was honest about my intentions, I went to his house and waited. And at some point he rode up, pointed a gun to my face. And I got on the back of his horse. Foolish as that was, but somehow, and I do not to this day know how, I managed to get him to calm down. Managed to get him to talk to me. To understand that from Mon's point of view, when she's being robbed so frequently, she's going to shoot first and ask questions later. And then dropped my back off, and I left it there. Got another telegram the next day asking to talk again. So this time we met at back of Valentine telegram station. And I went alone. Cass and Frank went into town. But he brought his friend, this Paddy. And Paddy didn't seem to like me that much. Despite the fact that I'd picked bullets out of him, saved his life. He took offense to my filing of my witness statement being enough to send them all to Siska for some time. To the point where, apparently, had it not been for Luca's word, I was one small step away from being taken, tortured, set on fire.
It's okay. Take your time.
Following this, he gave me a message to take to Mon. That in return for $270 and a written apology, he would let things lie. And if he didn't leave those things, then he would take a stick of dynamite and throw it into her forge. And burn her down, her forge, and everyone inside it. He refused to listen to any form of reason. And said that if any law are told about this, that I would be the first one to burn.
Jesus, Mary.
It was that was the start of my week. But he told me to pass that on to Mon. Nobody else. And then he went away, and I thought that was it. And I told Luca I was not impressed by his behavior. And then he came back. And pulled a firebomb out of his pocket in broad daylight. Without a care in the world for getting caught, it seems. I think it was to make a statement that he had what he was threatening. To prove a point.
Forge makes a lot more sense now, too.
Yes. So following that with, one of the worst nights of my life happening in between.
Oh, poor Mary.
I talked to Mon, passed on the message, and did what I was told. Didn't tell anyone else, just Mon. Mon made the decision to go to law, to get reinforcements. I believe she also hired some private security. So when they came back 2 days later, it wasn't just me and Tig and Mon there. It did not go quite so well for them as they were hoping. fact, it didn't go well for them at all. The only person they managed to hurt was Cass. That was because he followed me there when I heard the sounds of screaming and ran towards them, knowing full well what was going on. They were stupid enough to back, not just once more, but twice more. Outnumbered, outgunned, and yet they kept returning 3 times in the space of 15 minutes. And we haven't seen any of them since.
And I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that MSO were unable to scoop any of them up during all of this and put them in Sisika.
I think they went to Sisika, but they were all gunned down when they got here. I do not know who was among their number. I was too busy saving Cass. But I believe they went to Sisika, but I haven't seen them since that point, and I am concerned that when Mon returns, so will they.
And do you think this group that has appeared in the interim are just unrelated, and that's just a bad fucking coincidence time-wise?
I think so. I think they're more concerned with Tilly, the other person that works there.
Yeah, I'm aware of Tilly. Tig mentioned her. I mean, Jesus, Mary, how the hell are you still here? I don't mean physically. How the hell have you not bolted and left for a quieter life?
Oh, Mr. Colt, that is not even half of what has happened to me.
Well,
Not
then,
even a smidge.
you must have the courage of a goddamn lion.
I'm just a mouse, that's all.
Well, I should not say this to a client, but fuck off. Are you a mouse? A mouse does not run towards gunfire. A mouse does not run towards the potential of being burned alive to help their friends. You hear me, Murray? You are not a fucking mouse.
Okay,
And more importantly, you are not alone. You can't carry this shit with you on your own. You understand?
I understand.
All right. Now I gotta ask. You know Mon well?
I'd like to think, though.
Because there's one thing that don't quite add up here. Now, I could be wrong. And maybe this is just down to this guy being a jumped up little pissant. But do you think all of this stems from him being fired? It's a lot of anger for just that thing.
I think it's the match that lit the fire, as it were. From what I heard in that first conversation when Paddy turned up. It's not Luca that leads this gang, it's Paddy. He seemed to think that Mon was responsible and to blame for him getting shot, for him getting charged for something, for going to Sessica. Luca has a grudge that has only festered. Instead of being sensible and actually having a conversation about it, decided to enlist his friends. You know, if it were a school playground, it'd be, I'm going to go get my big brother. Paddy seems to have this strange notion that it's all Mon's fault that he got shot when he came to the forge one day wearing a bandana on his face with a gun drawn and refused to talk.
Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Now, I don't... I've been given help by people with guns and masks. I've been offered lifts, taken to stables when my horses disappeared on me. The kindness of strangers is how I existed my first month here in Rhodes. But I understand from her perspective, when one is getting pestered and robbed and trying to run a business, that you're not going to stand for that sort of behavior. And he seems to have decided that since then, every time he's come back to the forge, he just wants to talk. And weirdly enough, Mon does not want to talk. She wants them to go away. She's banned them from her premises, and yet they still keep coming back. And once one has been banned from somewhere, it's perfectly legal to shoot on sight.
Well, let's be honest, it doesn't sound like they've got an awful lot to talk about, even if they did.
I think their intention was to either see Mon dead or chased out of state. And I think they got their way in the end. But at what cost?
Okay. That does, help fill out the picture for me some. Mary, I appreciate it.
Just glad I could help.
And just to make sure I've got this right, so Paddy is the leader of the group.
Yes.
Luca is the fellow who was fired, and they just went along with his little angry act of rebellion.
Yes.
Does sound like they were just looking for the excuse, though.
I think so. Luca is, not the brightest bulb in the box, you understand. Quick to anger, not quick to apply any form of logic.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many dull bulbs I meet. So, Luca and Paddy, and I assume there are a couple of others as well, of course. None of them have been seen since this, day at the forge.
Not one of them.
That sounds...
Not a telegram, not anything.
And this was what, a couple of weeks back?
Nearly a month at this point.
Alright, well, I'm gonna see if I can't check the medical records, just in case they've turned up dead somewhere, but I'd like to say maybe they have just gone, but Like you say, maybe they are simply hiding, waiting for Mon to return.
I haven't seen anything come up on the records.
Well, of course, I guess you would have access to such.
Yes.
Alright. Is there anything else you think would be useful for me to know, Mary?
Again, there is so much that is unrelated to the random peculiarity of someone leaving a torch outside my door.
Well,
I'm sure you don't want to... do not wish to be burdened with everything that's happened to me.
well, I'll be honest, Mary. I don't wish to teach you to suck eggs, but that torch outside your door, with context now, is no random act or peculiarity, you understand?
The context of someone leaving my door unlocked and an opportunist letting themselves in and another person that asked me for help the same day. It doesn't quite add up.
I mean, I was thinking, not to be blunt, with the context of you being threatened with being set on fire.
If I'd seen them around, then that would make sense, but they do not know where I live. I've been very certain of that. If they were going to go looking for me, they'd look for me at Eden.
That's the ranch, ain't it?
Yes. It's the ranch that Luca knows that I go to, that I spend a lot of time there.
You still do, or you're avoiding it now?
No, I still do.
Okay.
It's my second home, as it were.
Well, what I will say is this, Mary. It's my job to pick through and try to discern what may or may not be relevant. Now, I've said this so many times, it's like an old record, but I've been doing this longer than I care to remember. But there was a time I was chasing a man through a city not unlike the one we're sat in right now, following his trail of fun that he was having throughout the city. And you know how I caught him?
No.
A goddamn case note from 6 months ago that just happened to mention a random clue I had stumbled upon in a random house. No way connected to what he was doing. But 6 months later, that was the key that saw me put him in the ground. You will never bother me, Mary, with information that isn't important. I would rather have all than some.
Okay. Noted.
It's okay.
I'm worried someone is coming after Cass.
You think they're pissed off that they survived that day at the forge? By your hand?
No, different. I'm worried that they are coming after Cass because they are after me.
And Cass would just be a way to hurt you. That's what you're getting at.
No, I think they want him out of the way because they've convinced themselves that if he's gone, they would get me themselves.
Now,
I don't know if this is just something that they came up with to threaten me, to toy with me, or if it's got substance, and I don't understand why me, but I'm worried for him. I'm worried for Cass.
okay, so 2 questions for you. One, who is it that wants to get you for themselves?
You know, there's things I can't talk about.
I do.
This is technically one of them that I'm not supposed to be talking about at all.
Mary. Look, I ain't gonna force you, okay? This ain't an interrogation. And at the end of the day, in theory, I am in your employ in this. But I'll simply frame it for you. If a month from now, Cass is lying at your feet, bleeding out, because whoever this is carried on with their threat, you gonna be able to live with yourself knowing that I might have stopped it if I'd known everything? Because if you'll be okay, then keep your mouth shut.
I would not be okay. You know that.
And you know that as well. I
This
can't
goes
investigate
no-
on half-truths.
No further than the two of us.
I won't even write it down, Mary.
Okay. Okay. His name is Landon Bennett.
Okay. What can you tell me about him?
That he is most definitely of the criminal persuasion. That on the same night that I was threatened with a firebomb and a stick of dynamite was when he used me as a hostage in a bank robbery in Rhodes and held a gun to my head. Said that was the worst night of my life. There's something terrifying being stood on the top of a hill with a gun being pressed to the back of your head and being forced to walk into oncoming gunfire to make them stop.
You do me a favor, Mary.
What's that?
With your damn luck, don't ever play poker.
Never, I promise.
Jesus Christ, okay. And you think, what, he just took a fancy to you from this night?
No, I didn't think that at all. In fact, I never wanted to see him again, and especially as I knew that he gunned down a friend of mine a few days before that. I didn't know the name until then. I didn't realize they were the same person until then. And I went through a spate of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And a few days later, another group was making me count the leaves on a fern plant as they robbed a bank. And as it turns out, he was outside that door, making conversation with them. And he and his friends threatened me a bit then. And I tried my best to never see that man ever again. To the point where I was in Valentine yesterday evening, and I heard he was out in the street and snuck out through the back of the doctor's office and rode back to Saint Denis. Except I came to Saint Denis to do my paperwork. I had a stack of medical reports that needed filing. I didn't think it would take me long. I thought I'd just get on with it. And him and his friends walked up. He needed help. Help is what I do. So I patched him up. His friends he asked me a lot of questions. They asked me if I was married. Then would I like to be married? And I answered yes, someday. In future, yes, I would. And I said to Cass, my partner. They started asking questions. And then Landon asked me to come back to Van Horn them. And I did not think it was in my best interests to say no. You understand?
Well, as much as I'd say never go to a second location, I think you're probably right.
I can just hear Ginger tutting at me for the choice that I made, trust me. But I did not feel like I had a lot of choice in the matter. Sorry.
That's okay. I know it ain't easy to relive this stuff.
So I went. He took me on a tour of Van Horn. Showed me where he lived. Tried to tell me that this is where I would be living from now on. That I should get comfy, myself at home perhaps. I politely declined. His request for me to sit on the bed. I flat out refused, as a matter of fact. So he took me up to the top of the lighthouse. And asked me some more questions. Questioned how much Cass really loves me. Questioned how much I really love him. Asked how far I would go for him. I told him if it would save his life, if I was forced to, I would jump over the railing and fall to my death to save his life. Because I couldn't live with myself if anything should happen to him.
I don't doubt for a second that you would do it, too. You remember that whole not being a mouse thing?
I'm just an idiot.
Hey, trust me, I've seen people a lot smarter than you do a lot dumber things for love. You seem to have a habit of calling yourself the exact opposite of what you are, Mary.
What is it that I am, then? For I do not think that I am anything more than a silly fool who just tries to see the best in...
Well, the alternative to seeing the best in people is seeing the worst in them. And trust me, I lived that life long enough. And it is cold. And it is lonely. And it probably cost me that thing that you would happily leap from a lighthouse for. So no, you ain't a silly fool. Mary, you are smart, and you are brave. And you are willing to fight for the things that matter. The people who are doing this to you, they're dumb. They're cowardly. And I doubt any one of them has the courage to be prepared to sacrifice what you're prepared to.
I do not think I am any of those things.
And that's exactly why you are those things. Trust me, I've met plenty of dumb people who think they're smart. I tell you what, you got good people surrounding you too, Mary.
I know.
And that
They are
alone
very
should tell
good
you.
people.
Me, I'm surrounded by cigar butts and empty bottles of whiskey. So I think you're doing okay. And one day, this will settle. And you'll have some time. And you'll have some peace to reflect. You're right in the middle of the storm right now. And self-doubt is the last thing you need.
I just don't want anyone hurt.
Well, none of us want that. So how about we see what we can do, huh?
Alright. Alright.
Now, one last thing, I'll be on my way, and this ain't too heavy of a question. Why is it you think they want Cass out the way? Is it just the conversation, or have they made an active threat?
The conversation. So I don't know if they're just saying it to toy with me, to threaten me. What? But it's enough to worry me. And I don't want someone I care about with all my heart getting hurt because of me.
Of course. I'll do my best. You keep being open and honest with me. We'll stand the best chance of that happening, okay?
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the inside of your house looks like. I've never been here. We never had this conversation, okay? Anything I find out, I found out through other means.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, how about we put this sourpuss of a party to an end and get back out in the sunshine?
That sounds like a very good idea.
All right. It'll be okay, Mary.
It better be.
What a lovely fucking scene. Love it. I'm hoping she's still there?
I'm just going to have to pop back inside for just one small moment.
Well, that's all right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to head off so it ain't too obvious in case anyone's around. But I'll be in touch.
Take care, Obidiah.
And you.
Chat now needs therapy. Job done! Da-da-da-ba-da-boom. Is that $50 worth of roleplay? Hang on a minute, Mary's not even paid his retainer! I'm doing this on the free! I'm a fucking idiot. Can't really ask for money though then, can you? Pro bono work? Wait, my horse is the other side.
Sounds like I may need to take a visit to Van Horn.
I don't like you too. Well, I don't like you either. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
What?
my goddamn horse.
You just walk right next to Targ. I did. Generally though, I don't like bugging people when they're in the Telegram menu. Because it's like they're either reading stuff or writing stuff. That was a lovely scene. I enjoyed that.
Well, look who it is.
Quick post scene check. That's about you all good. I wouldn't traumatize you too much by making you really relive.
How you doing?
Howdy.
Gotta get your roleplay aftercare in, chap. Alright, I think we'll head up to Valentine. We'll have a little poke about. Oh no, that's what I'm here for. Like, Obi's role as OCI, as much as it would have been if he'd been in Law, I see Law and Obi very much like they're there to facilitate other people's RP. So I'm there to give you scenes, not particularly for me to have scenes. Like I always think that's the role of Law, is to facilitate other people's stories. Like I want to help you progress that story, give you stuff to do with the RP around it. That's what I like. But yeah, holy fuck, do you have bad luck? I had to put in the joke about poker just to, just to raise Mary's spirits just a little bit. Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. I kind of don't want to bump into Targ right now.
Howdy.
Oh, hello. How you doing, Obidiah?
Yeah, not too bad. Just came into town, follow up on a few leads, and now I'm straight back out again.
Oh, well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm assuming... Sorry, go on.
No, after you.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I gave you the wrong telegram for Mr. Long. I don't know if you followed up on that at all, but it's actually, instead of Dr. Long, it's Mr. Long. M-R-L-O-N-G.
Mr. Long, okay.
That was my... Yeah.
Alright, I'll make a note of it.
Just in case.
Yeah, I need a new suit anyway, so I'll probably pop that way.
Oh, I see. I'm getting one myself, actually. Getting it tailored off of him.
Well...
Expecting a nice purple and red suit soon.
Purple and red. Jeez, okay. No accounting for taste.
Okay, all right. I see how it is. Hey, look, he asked me my favorite colors.
I mean,
I don't know what he's gonna do with it, but
I wouldn't listen to me. I wear various shades of brown, so I wouldn't take no mind of it.
I see.
All right, I'm gonna get on my way.
Yeah, don't let me take up any more of your time.
That's right. You stay safe. I'll be in touch.
Will do.
Oh, only a great scene, Vida. Oh, hi, Cloud.
Alley-oop.
Oh, that way, please. I didn't even get all of it in the end. I mean, that's fine. Little RP nuggets left behind. As long as you're fine with your friends dying and it being your fault. That's why she bloody told you. Well, there's nothing like the image of a loved one dying at your feet to grease the wheels. Hey, you know that person you love, they could die and it'll be your fault. If you're good with that, then I am too.
Sounds like it's time to go visit Van Horn.
The trouble is, the real life desire, if Obi was actually Obi in the Old West, he'd just go find Landon Beckett, get him alone, and blow his head off with a shotgun. But apparently that's not good RP. You can fit so much trauma in this bad boy. It's got 7 seats, one for each neuroses. We're gonna have to watch the VOD of that and write down so many notes. Bam, 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 bam. Alrighty tidy, let's get up to Valentine time. I think I'll stop at Valentine. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stop now, chat, go and have dinner and just relax a little bit, and then probably be back in a couple of hours to do a little evening. Well, maybe a little bit more than a few hours, because I want to be on for the US time zone, and they don't really get started till like at least 10. But I will definitely be back on tonight, so just basically keep an eye on the Discord. And on your Twitch notifications to see if Bad Boy's gone live, yeah? You want to take one on your ear? Okay. It's insane how much RP we're getting from just going, no, I'm not doing lore. There was one question I meant to ask Vixen, actually, that I blanked and didn't ask her. I think she just saw an advert, wasn't it? That was how she heard about OCI. What I'm hearing is I should be available after work. No, PD, I don't pay you for this. Just do whatever you want. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I need to find, RP-wise, what's a nice balance for what Obi is prepared to do. Like, I know what my plan is with Mon's Forge. Like, I plan to stake it out for the next time one of these vandalism attacks is due. But there is a question both in and out of character of what do I do when if I spot this attack happening? What can I actually do in character? Because it's going to be so easy to trip into a vigilante charge. Which is why I want to speak to a lawyer. Because I basically, Obi's initial plan is to do some wet work that's just off the books and is horrific. Like Landon Beckett, he's like, I could get him alone. I could get him alone. Not reveal who I am and just torture the shit out of him. Or we're gonna use the citizen's arrest to within an inch of its fucking life. Essentially. But that's why Obi needs to speak to a lawyer. So there's definitely gonna be shades to what we can and can't do. It's gonna be really tricky. But I did check the rules this morning. Vigilantism is not against the rules. It's just a crime. So Obi could end up with a criminal record, which I kind of dig. Shades of Grey? Yeah, there's about 50 of them. Badum-tish. Heath will be jealous. What, of all the torture? I don't think Heath will reappear until the criminal update comes in. It's probably when I'll bring Heath back, but it depends how stuff is going with Obi. Like, hopefully I'll be able to get OCI on its feet, get enough players involved for it to kind of reach critical mass. And then I can take a little step back from, you know, being right in the nitty-gritty of it all. Oh, I've just had I've got to the point, I think, where I'd love it for it to be like when Obi turns up for a case, it's like, oh fuck. Like, you know, oh, the big man's involved for this one. It must be serious. Okay, so that was Mary's last one. Oh yeah, there's this investigative journalist, wasn't it? JG1259. Let me reply to Nat. Dear Nat, I'm always interested in speaking to good people, whether they'd be useful to OCI or otherwise. Thank you for thinking of me. I'll definitely reach out to him and have a conversation. Do we know Vixen? Yes, we met her and had a chat. Best Obi. Okay, so he was JG1259. 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 Jameson Graves. JG1259. JG1259. Dear Mr. Graves, I was passed your telegram number as someone who may be interested in working for the organization I run. My name is Obidiah Colt, and I run OCI, a private detective firm that I recently established. It exists to fill the many he's still such a salty bitch. Many holes left by the MSO. If this line of work would be of interest, I'm happy to meet and see if we might be of use to each other. Best Obidiah. Obidiah. C. Black Lung. Call the OCI. There we go. We're getting so much RP out of this. I love it, chap. All right, let's roll up to the stables. Top Hat, I feel so bad about your money because I'm like, I really should get Obi another horse. And I'm like, no, I can't spend... I can't spend Top Hat's money on horses. Gingers, I mean. You got plague again? I haven't managed to get rid of it. Spiky, it's really pissing me off. I've had 2 colds back to back. That was a problem. It's not Ginger's money, it's your money. It's fair, but I'm like, $100 is a lot to spend. I need to get out to one of the other ranches, see if I can get a Clan Ruber on cheap or something.
How you doing, friend?
Yeah, I mean, it's on me, Asabat, because I think you started... Well, you told me about the torch stuff while I was chatting to Tig about what's going on at the forge. So it's kind of all one case now, really. Like, what's happening to you is the same as what's going on at the forge. So it's kind of one case, really. Have I got much cash on me? 17. All right, let's go pay a little bit in. Doctor? Doctor what? Doctor! I feel like a shoe. Howdy.
Howdy. I
shall deposit 17... No. $10. Doctor, doctor, tell me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. Have I been to a doctor? No. They never help. It's the same thing. I always get it, Raving. After every single cold, I always get a dry cough. When the stuff with Landon started happening? What? When it started happening with Landon, or when you started telling Obi about it? I don't know why. This is where I always go and station my characters in Valentine. Okay, chat. That's the end of Obi for now. But we will be back with more Obidiah in a few hours. I'm just going to go and eat and chill and relax for a little bit. Oh, Jisk is gone? Okay, we're going to go raid Jisk. So I'll be on in a few hours, so just keep an eye on the Discord. No more than 3, no less than 2, no fewer than 2. We're gonna go raid Jisk, and I'll be back in a little bit, chat, after some dinner and you know, dinner, bit of TV, a wank, you know, just relax and everything. And of course, both VODs from today will end up on the YouTube. So go say hello to Jisk, and I'll see you in a little bit, gang.